you were fired, it's a different context than they want to know about it because they don't know about it, and you know the difference.
Most time, I know, but either way, and I'll answer it. But when they ask for the reasons of just wanting to know about it, I don't get angry. I don't get like, but I'm like, ugh, with this, what are they? Because it does happen, or every time it's brought up in the paper, it's just a reference point.
Right.
But even though you know it's just a reference point, again, it's still a little annoying.
Why?
I'm not saying he shouldn't. Look, I'm a comic. I answer things differently.
Why I checked out of the thing, I'm going to just tell you why I checked out. I'm a fan. That's why I checked out.
You're a fan of Ludacris, Steve?
I'm a fan.
What do you got, Steve?
Just to confirm what Jimmy said, when he left, he was absolutely, confirming what you said. He just did. He wasn't familiar with the show. He wasn't angry. He wasn't defensive. He wasn't anything. It was his first time, and he didn't really get the vibe. But he wasn't angry and he wasn't upset. He was just doing what he was supposed to do.
You walk into a room with a station that you don't listen to, and again, I've done it where you're just not exactly sure where everybody is coming from. You don't know exactly, all right, why are they raising this? Like, what, we've been through this. They just trying to start some crap on my name. I'm not saying that, I'm only saying because I've been in those situations, you don't know exactly. And I didn't take it like, oh, he's trying to mother effort. I didn't get that vibe.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
it wasn't, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know.
I'm saying, dude, I had a million things I could ask. I wanted to ask. It's just, he's royalty, really, in the hood. I mean, he's royalty. He is. So when he comes in here, for real, he's a big, big celebrity. But not here. Especially if I wasn't here, he'd just be, oh, okay, hey, what's up, man? I want to know some. But I could have drove it, and I was trying to drive it into that place where it's like more and more stuff. But it was just, I'm here for Max Payne. I'm not here to cause. But you already. This is what I'm saying. You already caused it. Like we're not embraced by Hollywood. It's just not going to happen.
Who's weird though?
We?
Like, yeah.
Niggas.
But I'm saying you're making it that, and I'm saying that every celebrity on that level that comes here has nothing to do with that.
And that's what I'm saying. Every celebrity on that level who's not black, that's what they do. Let me tell you, man. Chris Rock, and this is the thing, we're in the same world, so I gotta be careful with that. But he found out that he wasn't one of them when he did the Oscars. And he found out that he really wanted to be one of them, which is, I watch MTV and he trashes. When you watch the MTV Awards, he trashes rappers and he got the funniest stuff you can think of.
Where do you want to go?
All the rappers, because he felt like an outsider.
He
felt
charity.
like, I'm a comic.
No gold.
And I'm gonna hit these guys.
Yeah.
And he's relentless and he's ruthless. He did the Oscars, and Sean Penn gets up and says what he says to Chris, and it flustered him, because he realized, oh man, I'm not an outsider, I'm trying to be an insider. And he let Sean Penn hurt his feelings. Sean Penn, if I'm at Chris's level, at that level, where am I gonna go? Where can I go once I'm at his level? If I say, Sean, shut up.
Yeah.
Go play your little retarded characters and go ride your boat through Katrina. Shut up.
You didn't think he was pretty brutal on some of those people? I thought he ruined their night.
Yeah, but then
yes, he ruined their night. But
what Patrice is saying, when Sean Penn stood up for a joke Chris Rock told about, we always forget his name.
I know.
What Patrice, I think, is saying, Chris should have got up there and hit him right back.
Trashed him.
Hit him right back.
Because he's an outsider to Hollywood.
Right.
Yep.
And we're outsiders.
But as a comic, and I'm not saying I would love to attack Sean Penn or see him do it. For whatever reason, he didn't. Maybe it just took him off guard and he didn't want to, for whatever reason, the one moment of him not attacking Sean Penn doesn't matter, because it's not like the rest of it was polite. The rest of it was pretty brutal for an Oscars host. I mean, even me and Colin talked the next night. He really was kind of crappy to a lot of them. So it was almost like he came in as a comic, doing what a comic does, and it was only that one moment where he maybe not reacted.
Because that was the one moment of confrontation that them said, "You're not us. You're them." Sean Penn, it was a them thing where he goes, his name is, what is that guy's name?
Jude Law.
Jude Law. I would have been like, both of you phony, shut up. neither one of you
He's a
have
fine actor.
anything to do with me.
Yeah, Jude Law is one of our finest actors.
Get out of here.
Today.
He sleeps with his nanny.
I'm kind of with Patrice. That deserved a beating because that was so ridiculous.
But it was shocking because
not
he
taking away
realized
with
that, man.
the edgy stuff Chris Rock was doing during the Oscars, but you have Sean Penn saying something as ridiculous as that. How do you, as a comic, not go for that?
Only because
and punch back a little bit.
I don't understand that the more black people do get into, I don't know, Hollywood, politics, things like that.
Golden handcuffs.
The more angry you get that they're doing this.
No.
You see it
wrong.
You see
wrong.
it as would you rather see fire hoses and German shepherds again?
No.
I mean,
no.
or this there's an acceptance with
you twisted it up, Anthony. You're twisting that into me being angry about. I love. This is what's making me angry because I love. There is no black hierarchy of us. There's a black hierarchy of me, and then we're in this. But Oprah is her, and Ludacris is him, and 50 is him. And but I'm not saying that I want everybody to have some money. I'm saying, what is it? And I said this earlier. What is it about that level that makes you not say anything?
Fear of losing that level.
Yeah. And it's all celebrities on that level.
Yeah.
You're looking at him the way a lot of guys would look at you. Even though it's a total, you're not the typical case point because you're Patrice. But say most comics that are on your level who are like still brutal, but you know, guys like us we're not stupid brutal. We know we'll tease people and this, you know, and there's people who might have known you years ago, why is he doing this? Why is he not coming that hard? And that, in a way, he's on that level higher than us.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's leveling up, and a lot of celebrities do it. Like when they.
I'm not saying it's supposed to be a maniac, Norton.
No, I don't.
I mean, look. I mean, we're talking about it, but it's like, you know, I'm going to say the wrong thing until I say the right thing. I'm not saying that he's supposed to come on here and go F Bill O'Reilly, or I'm just saying.
We just wanted to get his point of view on the whole.
Yeah,
that's all.
Exactly.
Hey. Well, we weren't about it. It would be fun if he did because we hate the guy, but yeah.
We
just wanted his thoughts on it.
Just not like the carefulness. I'm not saying I'm not saying a maniac. I'm saying just carefulness of just I'm here for magic. Like,
need a ride?
Just the carefulness.
Where do you want to go?
What?
Climb and back.
But you know,
We'll
it's
be all-
just being very safe.
Yeah.
And it's not a black thing. We've seen it with,
Absolutely.
big white stars.
Dude, you got a
as
studio
well.
sending you out, like, and they're saying promote this, and you make an X amount of million
Once
for a
was
movie.
a
It's
hero
almost
named
like,
Ragnar the Red,
why go
riding
through the
to
hassle?
from
And we weren't
all
saying attack
over
roll. We weren't saying tackle right. We were really just asking about it. But if you walk into a situation where you don't know the players, it's not like we're a station the guy's been on. Like Kevin Smith comes in, he'll talk about anything because he knows us, he's comfortable, and when you're in a situation where you're promoting this major film, and you know in the last couple of years, it's not like he's been doing major films for 10 years. Where do you go with that? Like, do you attack these icons now that the storm is settled?
Let me ask you this.
I think he should have, because all we were asking was, how'd you feel at the time? You can be honest and say, well, you probably wanted to go down there and twist Bill O'Reilly's head off at the time. He cost you so much money, and that's why I said, I said to him, I went, at that time when it happened, like that's when you can say, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. You know, in hindsight now, it wasn't that big a thing. At the time, that was my livelihood this son of a bitch was taken away. That's, you know, that's honestly, we could talk about Bill Donahue. It's the same situation. At the time, I wanted to take his gray head and smash it on a curb. And now, he's been on the show, and I'm like, you know, all right, he's just doing what he does. I'm not kissing his ass to get advancement anywhere, but time, water under the bridge, whatever you want to call it. But at the time, and I can be honest, it's real. I can sit here and go, yes, at the time, I wanted to smash it.
Trying to help.
Okay, so you're right. At the time, I would like to have heard a little bit more about that.
Yeah,
Please.
be a little honest.
I'm doing what I can to end these.
You get to a certain point in your career, and you see how fast it can be taken away, or like he happened to rebound and do really well. But when you see how quickly one of these guys, one of these massive people, like when you see how the machine works and how it can just chop you off, Like for you to lose a major endorsement just because stupid all right, you're probably hesitant for no reason at all.
So that's considered a sellout.
No, it's not at all.
Technically,
It's
I
not-
mean, I would
All I
You're
ask
just not
disagree or not do it. I would do it too.
Put your
I
trust
don't think
What you-
it's
what
sellout.
you
I
said.
think it's sellout when if O'Reilly attacked him again.
Come on
And
in.
he was like, well,
Just-
that's just.
Norton, you said a
the
thing
fire.
like
Take a
he knew
seat
the
and
show.
get the cold down.
You
Yes.
said Kevin Smith knows the
I'll
show.
show you to your
Let's
room.
say this.
Right this way.
If he knew the show, and then you asked him those questions. If he knew you, he knew what you were about. His friends, say his radio
Yes.
show friends, asked him those questions.
Let me know if there's anything
Then
else.
what would
Maybe
be
you're
that?
just more comfortable to go back there and know that if you say, man, I was really aggravated, I hated the guy, you kind of know that when you answer certain questions, you might not know where this show is going to take it or what we're going to. I don't know. I'm only speculating because I've been on different radio shows before.
Right.
And I know, you know how it is, man. Sometimes you walk in and there's a weird vibe. Sometimes it's a great vibe. But once you're on more than once or twice or three times, then you're more comfortable. I can't wait to get back to that show. They took care of me. They treated me right. I felt comfortable there. First time in any show, especially, look, the reputation for the show is very aggressive. I'm amazed at how aggressive this show is when I do other shows. Like, Jesus, we really do say some harsh things, even on terrestrial radio, where we really do address things with brutality. So a lot of times you're going on a show that, look, people are aware, this is what they know about Opie and Anthony. Oh, those are the guys, Sex for Sam, Sex in the Church. They know the crazy, outrageous stuff about us that he
The
probably
Wind
thinks we
Peak
know
Inn
about him.
features the finest bar
So
in
I'm
all of
only saying,
Dawnstar.
look, I would love to have had answers, but that's why I'm not mad about it. That's why I'm not, because I didn't feel like he was trying to be a dick to us. I think that a lot of times you're not 100% sure where someone's going.
I don't think he
It's
was.
just always on my tape.
I don't think he was. It's that. It was just the let me get to. It wasn't.
Let me get to
Forget all of this knowing, and it's just. So, what did you feel about what happened in your life? And then it just answer it as opposed to I'm not. What is he
a
doesn't
little
really
insight on your personality, who you are, before we get to the plug.
Yeah,
Yeah, that might have been.
and that's
Need
way
a room?
more interesting to us than
sate
talking
that
about Max
appetite,
Payne
huh?
for 20 minutes.
Sure, 'cause people don't know it.
There's a problem. We need to get our listeners into what we're doing, and we know that talking about Max Payne for 20 minutes is not going to get the job done. I'm sorry, it's just not.
Don't forget,
And that's why you look at these bios and go, wow, that's something that's worth talking
And he's
about.
had some
And he
interesting
might
stuff happen in his career.
and he
so
might give us
let's talk
another.
about
He
it.
might give us another angle. These guys don't understand our side of this. They want to come in here and just give us like very, very boring Max Payne
Are
plug
you
type
playing hide and
radio,
seek?
and that's not going to do him any good or us any good in the end.
see, I know that as a comic and stuff, and I'm sure he's done a lot of radio stations. But a lot of the guys, a lot of celebrities do TV. And when you're doing TV, it's a very set way of doing it, where you're on for 6 minutes or 7 minutes. You get a little clip of the thing shown. You talk about the movie a lot. It's very, you know what I'm saying? It's like you know exactly what the drill is. You know exactly what the routine is. When you walk into a radio show, you have 15 minutes, and all of a sudden there's 5 guys, and they start bringing up stuff from the past and the studios. You just don't know exactly
Because
where it's going to go. I know why we do it.
Yeah, we get to go long form, I call that what you just described. Who gives a crap TV? It happens
I
all the
couldn't
time.
agree more.
And that's why I don't watch any of that stuff because I know nothing is going to happen.
I agree.
No, I know. I'm with you. I'm just
And I would
reiterating.
just like to look at if I ever got to the level of respect and money and glory, I would love to just let every other black person who knows what happens on that way, what you got to do and got to deal with, and explain even even the fact that he had to do Max Payne. Explain that. Just tell me what it's like to be at your level and be black. Let me know.
Yeah, he didn't seem to want to be
Please.
black at that moment.
Are you voting for Obama?
He just wanted to be the guy. Yeah, I know. You're voting for Obama? Well, I just got to tell you, it's just important to get out there and vote.
But most celebrities on that level
throwing
would
his
say
arms up.
that. Most celebrities, it's not a black-white thing. Most celebrities on that level, promoting for a major movie with Mark Wahlberg or any.
We're not talking
I
about
can't tell who he's
phony white people.
That was a little
that's
odd.
what white people do.
That was a little
It's
you know
a
what?
celebrity thing. It's not a
I didn't
white
even-
black thing. That's a celebrity thing.
But I didn't even catch that because, you know, if he says I'm voting for Obama, then everyone voting for McCain might not. Some of these people aren't going to go see Max Payne now.
Or it might just open a political argument.
So
I'm
many
not saying that.
refuse
It
to
might open a political
right.
argument that you don't want to get into when you're promoting a film.
Well, you know something? You're promoting a film. You want people to kind of like you, know you a little bit. I think it would have been good. It would have been compelling radio to hear his point on you know, a guy that is successful, making a lot of money. Why are you voting for Obama, knowing that more of your money's going to be taken away? Just things like that. And then you get that answer. Well, the important thing is just get out there and vote.
I agree.
That was kind of a
It's
answer.
obvious he's voting for Obama. He has a rap song about it.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
loves
of
the
course,
Obama.
Yes.
But it's about, you know, people that might be buying the movie tickets that are voting for McCain, and next thing you know, they're going to go see some other.
I'm with Patrice
Movie.
on this one.
I'm not even
Definitely.
against Patrice. I'm not
Yes,
against
you are.
I'm really
You're
not.
racist.
I'm only listening
You
to his
could
argument.
kiss our black asses.
I'm only listening to his argument, and it's almost like we've seen enough guys who don't want to go into certain areas and they're doing promo or whatever for it to not be as much of a black and white thing. It's just a celebrity on a certain level thing.
You get to a certain level of celebrity and you get exactly what happened today. That's why we say no to a lot of these guys, because we know it's like, it's not worth it, because we know we're not going to get good radio out of them. Oh, our music ended.
More importantly, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marissa. Baby girl's birthday.
Coin City
Happy
yourself.
birthday. Coin City yourself. Another year older.
Hey, over at Sirius XM, we have Edward Norton calling in.
Oh.
I think in about 45
Norton!
minutes.
Not
So
that
it's
one.
Which should be about what I expect.
Oh, Jesus.
That I expect out of Edward Norton. That's all.
last time he called in, he was plugging. It was a political. It was an environmental thing. I mean,
And I'm like on Ludacris the rapper. Like it's a lot of things.
Let me ask
Look,
this question.
I'm a fan of the dude.
And Norton has
it was
called,
just a lot of
and Norton called our show a couple times. What do you remember from the last time he called?
mostly discussing his view on environmentalism.
Yeah.
That's what he called was to plug some environmental things.
All right, Patrice O'Neill's going to be where? Patrice, Catch a Rising
I'm
Star in
gonna be
Providence,
nowhere.
Rhode Island this
I'm
weekend.
gonna be
I'm done.
nowhere.
CatchARisingStar.com. We got to get out of here.
Let's go.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
57th Street.
To the elevator bank. You forgot the elevator.
Across 6.
To the elevator, down the elevator.
57.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We're not
it's
even in that
political.
a real disagreement because as comedians, I love comedians. A guy, Colin, who's a guy on a bigger level than we are, who will say almost anything to anybody. I love comedians for that reason more than I love any other performers.
And what you just said, I think there is just an attitude. It's you're anti-establishment kind of person, or you're not. Colin is big enough to, or Nick DiPaolo is
Right.
big enough to not cause himself problems. And I always look at white guys that cause themselves problems, and I go, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. But white guys that will cause themselves problems. Look at Louis Black, that interview you played with him. He's causing them. He was going to cause himself problems at some point if it dug into him too much. Look, it was a lot of things, and like you said, you guys have seen it all in terms of interviews, and you've been disappointed by many.
Yeah.
My thing is, he didn't disappoint me. All I just was like saying is, man, what the fuck happens in hot? Please school me.
That is completely
what
legit.
The fuck
Yes.
they do for you to not say fuck Oprah? Not saying, nigga, you a sellout. You didn't say fuck Oprah. It's like, I hear it, man. I hear it, Ludacris. I hear it. And that's why I was like, you want me to call you Ludacris, Chris? I'm just trying to keep him happy. And I just want to know, please tell me, what the fuck is going on? Please. So I can know, to know if I'm ever going to be there or not. Please tell me. Are you a Scientologist? Are you, what goes on? It ain't talent. And I'm not saying Ludacris not talent. I'm saying it's not talent where you go, I'm going to just make it because of talent. I used to believe in that shit. And I go, goddamn well, you got to be friendly with somebody.
Yeah.
But at what point, if I have 20 mil, I figure that I can, like, I always said this about Mel Gibson and that whole thing where they would try to make him an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, didn't he make $500 million from that Jesus movie? And I go, how much money do you need before you can be an anti-Semite?
Let me tell you, if you have $500 million, you want and feel you need $1 billion. It's just the way it is, Patrice. Look, are you satisfied with what you have right now and what you make?
Man,
It's not even
Let me tell
monetary
you
though.
something.
It's creative
No.
too.
end of the world money, dude.
It is creative.
$500 million, man.
Like you don't want to be out.
But let me tell you something. Creativity, and I'm not saying this to sound fucking conceited or anything. Creativity will just fucking come out of you. It doesn't matter. If you're a great actor, you don't have to sit there and go, fuck, I gotta be creative. All right, I gotta put everything else on the shelf and be creative. It's just gonna happen. The bottom line is, it gets to the point where, and this isn't a sellout thing or that it's all about money and materialistic things. The thing is, you benefit from your creativity just because you did. Some people are very creative, very talented. They'll go to their grave fucking poor. Some people aren't very talented and they make it. There's a lot of luck involved. But once you are there and you're making a good living, you got a nice place, whatever the fuck it is.
I understand.
You don't only want to keep it, you want to advance.
When I say, one second, when I say creativity, I don't mean the ability to create. I mean the place to do it. Like, you don't want to be ostracized. Like, do you remember when Homeless Charlie happened? Here's a perfect example. How we were all, it was scary because we knew nothing wrong had happened.
Right.
And yet it was all about to be taken away. And every one of us, you read the
Panicky
apology.
Pete.
But dude, you read the apology. We were all in agreement.
Yeah,
None
yeah.
of us were being mavericks behind this. We were all like, we hate doing this. It stinks. I wasn't going, fuck you, Ed, don't do it. I was like, please read it politely. You know, we were all thinking that way.
Right.
We're not a sellout radio show. We're brutal. But when you see it's already been taken away once, and when you see it possibly going to happen again, it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
We still would have been the same humans, but when the opportunity, the place to be who we are, which is on this show, could have been taken away,
Well,
we were all kind of smart about it and said, you know what? The bigger picture is we will have so much more time to do
I
what we
understand
You're
in
a
a critical
millionaire, right?
situation
You're
like
a
that.
millionaire, Anthony.
Well, I
You're a
agree with
millionaire.
Fred the Vaccaro voice. But I just want to...
Oh, it really is. I mean,
Scratchy voice bitch.
you were going to ask me for money?
You're a millionaire, right?
Well, I'll answer that question, Patrice, by telling you this. Everyone needs money.
Yes.
I think everyone should get out there and earn their millions.
Now, if you have $500 million, you're okay. If you have $1 billion,
$1 billion.
you are a
Yes.
multi-millionaire.
You're a 1,000 millionaire.
You can buy 1,000 things for
$1 million.
$1 million.
Right.
You are a millionaire, a multi-millionaire.
Yes.
So you're okay if you live like if you're $1 billion, you live like a multi. If you have 500 million, you buy your fucking mansion that's worth 10 million, and you have to keep it up $1 million a year. Some shit.
It's not all about money.
Exact-
I think Lauren
Yes.
said it. You want to still do your thing and be creative, and I mean, the fact is,
Let me tell you something, though. I'm not going to sit here in front of a fucking microphone and live back in the apartment I was in fucking 1990.
Of course not.
I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to be that. I could be just as creative and sit here and do that shit, but I don't want to fucking live there again.
But it's about also like
cockroaches and fucking shit all over the place. Fuck that noise. Part of it is about the goddamn money because
Yes.
that seems to be the measurement of success in this country.
No, when you have enough, like Mel Gibson has, more, let's be honest, more than the show. Mel
He
Gibson has
probably
enough
doesn't do
to do what he wants. Mel Gibson,
I'm
if he
saying.
wanted more money though, Mel wouldn't make movies like Apocalypto, which was brilliant, but he would make movies that were more mainstream. He wouldn't make The Passion of the Christ, which is not looking like it's going to be a mainstream hit. Mel is on an artistic
That
place.
made him
It did.
millions.
But he could be making Lethal Weapon 6 knowing it's going to be a hit or another movie like
they were
that.
just talking about that, and they backed out or something.
But do you know what I'm saying? It's like for
But
him,
he's ready to do that.
he was one of the very rare cases who was, he's an anti-Semite, and a lot of the studios won't distribute his shit, but he's so big and so above it. He's iconic. Mel Gibson's a bad example because he's iconic.
But some people are famous, and some people are like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Denzel, Morgan Freeman. They're not famous.
You can
They're
hide
not.
from
They're
me.
They're
not even-
iconic, yes.
you don't even see them.
Yes.
Joe Pesci. You don't hear from a Meryl Streep. You don't hear. So if you're gonna be a person that doesn't want to fuck with anybody, don't fuck with anybody. But then if you're gonna be a person that's on something where you're supposed to be saying something,
No,
and look at Sean Penn, he's a fucking maniac with what he believes
but
in.
bring it back to us. I mean, you decide what you're willing to do. I mean, we can make more money than we're making now if we decide to go mainstream. We've had chances to
Can
do.
we?
Yes, we've decided.
Hire that hole.
Let's do it.
And let's go.
I don't want to get
But
fired.
we decided a long time ago that that's not our thing. There's a balance. We love money, but we also like having integrity with what we do with our radio show. We absolutely could be making a hell of a lot more money if we decided to maybe soften our delivery and go a little mainstream.
How much money's the
Abso-fucking-lutely.
end?
So what?
How much is money? How much money can I give you, right? Honestly, and I go, I go, look, I don't want you around anymore in radio. How much can I give you to get the fuck out of radio?
We could.
I'll take 10 grand.
Yeah. I like what I do. I mean, the fact is, if we get kicked off the air again, I'll be fine.
But
I
saying
still
no
like
amount of money would get you off.
I like doing this.
You have a payoff for your rest of your career.
I don't think so, because, and not because of the same reasons. The thing is, like I said, if you have $1 million, you want 2. It's you become you get a lifestyle that then costs a little more. It's relative. It's all fucking relative.
So if you have 10 million, it's rare chance that you'll live like a multi-thousandaire. You probably won't.
No, I
Like
would
if you live
slowly
like a
start
multi-thousand
spending
man.
money.
Right.
It's like Howard Stern, $500 million. Do you think he's completely satisfied and goes,
Now,
I don't want to
this
make
is
any more money?
surprise.
Do you think? No, of course he does.
It seems like it's possible to be like
Bill
you go-
Gates, things like that. Well, he's very charitable.
Yeah.
But the thing, and that's like an insane amount of money. That's the amount of money that probably people go, I don't need any more money. Is in that thing where they list the top
Where he
10
lost
fucking people.
half and still
And
is
still,
the
it's like
richest in the
more
world.
billions. Yeah. There are those people that are on the top 10 wealth list that probably a lot of them are like, but you know, if I didn't make another dime. But to be truthful, if the career ended, you know, and there was zero income coming in for me, no, I wouldn't be fucking happy, and I wouldn't be able to fucking live like I live. It's not, and I'm not spending a lot of fucking money relative to what I make. I'm not like overstepping my means, but
So why
I got a
does it-
fucking mortgage, just like somebody that's working a job making like 50 grand or whatever, or 2 people are working in a household, they're pulling in 80,000, they're paying their mortgage, they're paying their electric bills, they're doing this, doing that, they got a car. It's the same fucking thing, only it's relative. It's up a notch. I might have a better car, a bigger house, things like that, but I can't fucking stop working tomorrow.
But what would make Bill Gates, you know, like say if he did the radio? This is all this is me wondering. what the
Seinfeld
fuck-
has 250 million. He can stop working because he probably can't have a
What- what-
lifestyle that exceeds
what
that
if-
unless he goes lunatic.
What
He's
if
got
Bill-
8 billion
what would-
cars.
What would Bill
You know?
Gates do, right? If Bill Gates came on the show,
but those guys
what would keep him from going? The nigga from Dell can suck my dick. Like what would?
But you have to face those guys. It's a matter. It becomes a matter, I think, for those guys of social. It's like you're socializing with them. You're not like once we got to know Bill Donahue, we became less angry at him because we saw him in a different way, not just as this fucking guy, this thing, but oh yeah, he's a guy that has humor. He's a guy. You start to see them differently because they acknowledge you differently too. So to them, Ludacris is no longer just this fucking black kid rap. He's all of a sudden, oh, that's Chris. He's a nice guy. I had a drink with him. He's a funny dude. We had fun with him. They look at you differently too. Everyone sees each
You
other
know what?
differently.
As you're saying this right now, I just realized something. I'm irrelevant.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not of the new. I'm not of the new world.
What do you mean, your old world,
I think Boston.
Latrice?
I think Boston has damaged me beyond repair. I just don't believe in white society like that. I just believe them. The reason I don't believe Obama's going to be the president is the same thing. What you just said made me realize that I just can't see a different fucking America. I can't see it. I think I'm being really honest. I do think I'm irrelevant.
Irrelevant. But not one to disappoint you. Not one to love something so much. You want something so much. When it's not there, it really hurts. That's not irrelevant. I mean, and you know, I don't consider that to be irrelevant.
I just think I'm
On top of that, you spoke your mind, and yet you weren't. You played the game in the sense where you knew what you had to do to be successful on the show, but you always spoke your mind.
I just want to clear things up on Pal Talk. You didn't say I'm an elephant, so don't say that.
Lost.
What?
Seeing ludicrous is a big ludicrous like that. See, what does ludicrous like that do to you? Because it knocks you in a way. You're looking at it differently than I am. But it seems like it hit you in a different way.
You wanted him to hold true to who he is.
I just want.
When he's hanging out with his friends and not hanging out with the Hollywood and the...
I just maybe I just feel like if I make something, it's more than I should have made, and if I make millions in this country, and that's what I mean. This is a world that, and I love America because there's nowhere else where a motherfucker like me could make money. You know, talking.
Yeah.
And you know, so this is not an anti-American. This is just, I think this country, niggas are villains, man.
You'd think that...
I think niggas are villains, and I think motherfuckers who make it are still villains. I think Oprah's a villain to this country. I think that she is trying her best, and I think Obama shows you how much a villain we are, because it's gonna take white people to make him the president. It's gonna take white people to put him where he needs to be, and it's real. I think being a black celebrity is not real.
It takes white people to accept you or go into the movie theater and pay the tickets. Like, you just don't like the idea that white people have to put these people over.
That's a numbers game, though.
It is.
I'm not,
Percentages.
It's the idea. It's the idea. I look.
You think there's still a
consider-
big control issue
I
over
consider
black people?
more white guys to be my friend in this world right now than black people. I got 3 black friends maybe left, because I had to leave Boston. That's where my friends are. Most people I deal with are white, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm not delusional about it. I'm just saying we're not accepted, dude. We're not accepted, no matter what Ludacris does. And I just use him as a euphemism for all of this. No matter what he does, he gonna be a nigga, man. To the people who he's trying to not be a nigga to.
But who?
To whatever
but
magical,
seriously, but like,
to the great odds, nigga. I don't fucking
it's a
know.
legit question, because like Louis Black was saying, people lump in the government, and they look at the government as this thing.
Entity, yeah.
Who are the people? I'm a white guy, and I know I'm a typical white guy.
I have no clue.
So maybe
that's what I'm afraid of. I don't want to look. If this business really is a beast, I would think Oprah's in the belly. She's as deep inside of the beast.
Hell yeah.
I'm not even in the mouth, really. I think I'm just still running around waiting to be food. And
You're like a
but
bed
she's
bug.
not a villain.
A bed bug on the tip
a
of the
villain
nose.
to what she has done something, but all it takes is one thing. White people go, no matter what you do, you might as well just be you and make that money. And that's what he's doing. And look, I get it. I understand all that shit. I understand not having a fucking dime that a motherfucker gives you. You know, my girl will tell you, dude. I used to sit up with headaches, worrying about money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, motherfucker call me and go, Patrice, we need you to do this, this, and the third. Like, I stopped doing web junk because I couldn't talk about Chinese people kicking each other in the balls no more. I was done. And I said, look, for me to do this is how much money I'm gonna need to continue to lie. The first two things at Web Junk, I was honest. The next thing, I was lying. And I said, this is how much you gotta pay me to lie. And that money was goddamn good, watching it come in. Those checks every week, oh my god damn, look at this. And once I decided to stop, I stopped. And I'm not holding everybody to some standard, dude, because there's things I've done that I shouldn't have done. But I'm saying, what the fuck, man? When you get to this level and you don't share with other black people, share just information. What the fuck is going on for you to be at the level that you are at? Will Smith, please do me a favor. How did you become this big? And please don't say it's just talent. Where you get to be a nigga on screen for an hour and 25 minutes until the first other person comes. Just a nigga and some monsters.
Did you want something from Ludacris? Like, not something, you know, like, did you seem to be taking what his being a typical celebrity in a really personal, like, is it like,
I want to be proud of anybody who makes, I want motherfuckers to at least
Hat removal gun.
let me know that there are some despites, if that makes sense. That I made it despite. I'm in here despite something, man. I'm in here. I wanted my dumb ex-managers, man, to make it with me. And it couldn't happen. I want black management, black aid. I want that. I want the shit. I want black people to be respected, man. And he's a respected black man. Respected, loved. And I want the motherfucker to come in and say, this is how you get to be that. And I respect Ludacris, man, when I watch him. But then in this forum, I watched him and I didn't respect him.
but how is he not saying that by doing what every other celebrity has to do?
It's
how,
not every other
No,
celebrity.
but it is. We've had enough. How is he not saying that? This is what you got to
white
do.
people, it's different.
Not when you're on that level of celebrity. They're all the same on that level of celebrity as far as the way they answer questions. And you're reading into it from a black-white issue. And I'm saying is maybe he is telling you this is how you get respected. You don't say stupid shit, or you don't get controversial when you don't need to, or in situations where it's not necessary. Maybe that was an example of how to do it. Maybe that was an example of how to do it.
You know what though? We don't operate. This is what I tell people about Boston. If I had to teach a white class, and not just like, if I had to really teach black people how to be proactive in whiteness, it's to understand passive aggression. That's one of those things that white people will have over you. And I learned this by getting in trouble, unfortunately, with the law. And I had a probation officer, and I realized
Scagnetti?
Scagnetti.
Yeah, fucking
That
prick.
fucking Scagnetti. And I realized no matter what, this is what bothers me, I guess. And again, my training from Boston. And a lot of people don't have training. If you lived in Brooklyn your whole life, you don't have white people training. You just hang around niggas till you don't. Then you see white people go, oh shit. Oh.
White people.
That motherfucker, when I came in angry, the angry fucking, the victimized, angry, fucked over by the system nigga, right? When I came in there and I was being that, and I was fucking salty, and I was looking at him like I wanted to kill his whole family, things were bad. When I came in there finally, got just tired of it, and he sees, I go, hey, good morning. And they beat me down. I finally changed my name to fucking Toby. He didn't give a fuck about what was in my heart. He didn't give a fuck what was behind my eyes. As long as I came in and smiled and said, hello, sir, he didn't give a fuck about, as long as I came in there and I smiled a big fucking smile and made him feel comfortable, everything was okay. And that's all. That's what I learned when I was 17. That white people don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck no matter what you do. No matter what you do. Floyd Mayweather was talking about. Reason my black white people just want. And when I say white people, again, I say this on stage, man. White people, when I say white people, it ain't you, motherfucker. Jerry the trucker, shut the fuck up. John the milkman, nigga, shut the fuck up. White people, you happen to not use the system that fucks you too, but makes you think that you're one of them. That's what's fuck. They don't give a fuck. And I'm looking at Louis just like, man, they don't give a fuck. No matter what you do. You're doing the right thing, yes. But it don't even fucking matter.
Shit's changed.
Did you ever
so
think that the way
fucking
you're
much.
looking at it, though, has been skewered and maybe...
I just said I'm irrelevant.
You know, no,
And
but
I might be.
I'm not saying irrelevant, but I'm saying, without saying irrelevant, we're going all that way, is it ever, like, maybe the way you're looking at it is 50% right. But the other 50% that you're lumping in there is not right. Because again, when you talk about Obama, how white people have to prove, people like the guy. It's like, it's not as black and white with every single issue.
He's doing,
even though it doesn't
let me
exist.
tell you something. The only thing black he's being, Obama, and I understand this, because he needs to be the president. The only thing black he's doing is being black. And he's still a nigga.
None of them are that honest. But again, on that level, none of them are honest. None of them. Not one white guy comes out and says a fucking honest word either. Not one guy on that level. And these are guys who are part of the system, who are as accepted as you can be. They get thrown out. Trent Lott said one wrong thing. You can't be more in than Trent Lott was. He said one wrong thing. Out. They throw each other out, too. On that level, it is disloyal to everyone.
They don't throw it out. Fucking culture out. See,
You're right.
a lot of times white people will give up one of their own just to make a big, like, okay, we're gonna trade, all right, niggas, here we gonna trade you. This is why I spoke up against this whole Imus thing. It's like, this is our platform now? Don Imus, we will trade you one old white man saying nigga and an old television icon saying nigga for you never saying nigga. The fact that black people own language, we can say anything we fucking want. That was the reparation. Reparations was the fact that we can be honest about what has happened to us. And white people can't be honest. So the fact is, white people sitting there going, man, I can't say nigga. How the fuck we gonna stop niggas from saying nigga? Now, I'm not gonna say that Bill, the fucking cable guy, is doing this and thinking of this. But I'm saying at some point, do you believe that white people gonna let niggas run around doing shit that they can't do? So what happened was, we will trade you one Imus and one Michael Richards for the fact that you can't say nigga no more. And we're gonna invent a euphemism for nigga that I'm gonna say way more than I ever said nigga in my life, which is N-word.
Yeah.
But the you keep saying was pushed by Jackson and Sharp. The you was pushed by the NAACP, buried in the end. That wasn't, white people didn't push that.
That's why I got mad. Because that whole thing was irrelevant, out-of-date niggas dealing with irrelevant, out-of-date white people, and that's who's doing shit now.
Me and Patrice have to go to the old racist home.
Because
I feel as irrelevant as you do.
Al Sharpton made a deal. We're gonna hear what the deal was. Get rid of Imus. Get rid of this motherfucker. All right, we trade you two big white icons. Here's what we want. We want a couple of goofy niggas on MSNBC to read the news, and we want black people to not be able to say nigga if we can't. And the radio.
Why is it if we can't though? Like, why is it still a white person pushing it thing? Like when you look at rap lyrics, Sharpton and Jackson, those guys were targeting, which is why I was so aggravated at rappers. They were targeting it way more than white society was. White people got mad about the cop killing shit, but with the word nigger was all black people pushing that.
The only place you heard it was like in a bar somewhere. It was like, well, if they can say it,
Why can't we say? That's where you heard it from Whitey.
Yeah.
But then everyone else, Jim's right. It was fucking Jesse and
Those guys.
Didn't I just say that though?
Yeah, no,
but
you
I'm
keep saying it. If we don't say it, you can never say it.
But it's not. See, again, I'm saying white is. Look, I said this a million times. The thing that makes us angry, and a lot of us don't even know it. See, Jews. The thing that was good about the Holocaust, and listen to me.
Jesus.
I don't fuck that, man. Just if it is Jews listening, I'm ready to say something.
I know
just
what
listen.
I know where you're going.
Even back in the pyramid days, Jews had a villain. It was Pharaoh, and it was Hitler. So you can look at a motherfucker. It was so much Hitler that a motherfucker can't even have the Hitler mustache.
No, that was.
It was names. It was Himmler. It was Heydrich. It was Rommel. It was fucking Mengele. It was a bunch of motherfuckers. These motherfuckers and their cronies, who were the villain.
Right.
Black people, when we say white, the color white is like the mustache, except for there was no crime ever committed. There was no crime ever said to be done. It was, we're gonna own you. Now we don't. Goodbye. All we got left is your skin color. I don't look at you as an oppressor. White people, when I say white, it's vague. It's not even you. I wish I could move on. Not every German is looked at like a Nazi. Because Nazis were defined. Whiteness was never defined. And as far as the world changing, everything is internal, man. You have internal changes. When the fuck has there ever been an internal change in this country in terms of how we feel about each other? I don't like being a villain, man. I don't like feeling like a villain no matter what I do.
But there's been this huge change over time.
Yes,
in your
internally.
own lifetime, there's been a huge change that I see. I see it on the.
Can I ask you a question? If you're a golfer,
on the streets,
if you're a
Internally.
golfer,
Yeah.
if you're a golfer, a white guy golfer
Right.
from 1910,
right?
and then the fact is that somebody decided now niggas can golf. Where's the change? Other than niggas can golf.
The change is that it's not this thing where we need the National Guard to, every time a Tiger Woods tees off.
But it's legislation
people
and
love
that's
him.
change.
But people going, this is, wait, but you act like it's just someone puts down a law. Blacks do this. All right, let's just talk on the whole nigga. That's not, you said there's no internal change. When something like that happens,
That's what I feel they do.
but it's not.
Tigers embraced.
White people don't look at it like that. I'm a white guy. It's not a matter of...
He was embraced by Fuzzy Zeller when he called him old chicken eating.
Okay, that's Fuzzy Zeller. And
Yeah.
golf's a fucking shit example. You're talking about internal change in a society. People having internal change. Do you really think that everyone is only going by the letter of the law? Well, we gotta let them vote. People don't feel that way. The majority of people don't feel that way. The majority of people hate seeing that kind of stuff that's wrong.
Here's my problem. There is no gray area.
You don't credit that.
No, I do. There's no gray area white people, meaning this. Either I got to deal with, and not you guys, I got to deal with fucking nigger, or I got to deal with, I've never even heard the word.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I want to deal with an honest fucking, I'm not a racist, wanting everybody to die, racial white person. I've never met a run-of-the-mill racial white person.
That's when you say black people annoy him, but they ain't black.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you something.
Fair enough.
Patrice,
I want the same thing.
Patrice,
from other white people.
I'll be completely honest with you. When I'm driving down the street,
completely honest.
I'll be completely honest.
partially honest.
Yeah,
I'll be partially honest with
Save
you.
a little bit.
When I'm driving down the street and I get cut off, or some Asian guy is in the car in front of me, just doing that fucking 30-mile-an-hour shuffle down the expressway, I will look at him and just blurt out a horrible Asian epithet. I'm in my car. He doesn't hear it. I don't hurt anybody. I don't give a shit. Makes me feel better. Fuck it. But that doesn't mean I'm like, wow, I fucking Asian, fucking that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. If a black guy is doing the same thing, cuts me off, fucking, or some fucking little thug motherfucker is crossing against the light and doing the little shuffle in front of my truck so I can't fucking move? Oh, you damn well know what's going through my fucking head. But I'm not gonna look at the next guy on the sidewalk and go, ah, you're all fucking. I'm not gonna do that.
I don't feel. Look,
So what's
I
the-
don't feel that black people, like Oprah or I don't feel they owe money. I mean, I don't feel a motherfucker owes me their money or owes black people, but I do feel like I owe my mentorship to a motherfucker underneath me. I owe.
But how do you distribute
something.
that to people?
I don't know.
How
but-
do you
but
then
we-
distribute?
But we need
How does
it.
Ludacris then distribute that to you and say, all right, because you're talking, he made it. What's the machine? Let me in on the secret. I don't even think that motherfucker knows what the secret is. I think he just made it and went, holy shit, look at my house and my driveway. And, you know there's this machine. You know that I can't tell you how the fuck I got sitting here. I can't. When I was doing construction.
But see, white people, the beautiful thing about being white on that level is that you don't, white people get to be individual. There's nothing that you do that represents an entire group. And when an entire group is still trying to figure out their place in some ways, I just feel like if that question I asked them, which had sellout in it, what I was getting at is, no, not sellout, I'm sorry about that, but what do you do different? And you go, wow, shit, nigga, I get my feet done every week. That's all I was looking for, because you know what? That would help some nigga on the street who's keeping it real, who love Ludacris, and that motherfucker go, shit, man, every week a facial do me good, nigga. That's all he owe. All he owe is to get this young man who's on the corner, man, who don't believe in nothing. Who don't believe in nothing. Just to say, you know what? Wow, I like that group, Leonard Skinner, man. I don't know. I like that music. I like the way that you think. I like some corny shit. Yeah, I watch Yogi Bear coming up. Just a motherfucker that you think keeps it hood. Just say, look, man, I really like if you.
Maybe he does that, but just not through the vehicle of your question. Maybe he does do that through doing films and for being in an Oscar-winning movie.
That's not enough.
But but maybe and he's also, again, I have to defend the guy because he has a tact in his work. He has a tact. It's not like he laid down and praised O'Reilly.
This is not about Ludacris, though. Don't play.
No, I'm only going.
It's just because he.
All right.
It's
Do you
a bigger
think?
picture.
Do you think then Ice Cube is looked at so people could go, I could be in goofy shit and look like an idiot?
Nope.
Climbing up the ladder and falling down off the roof.
No, you know why? Because Ice Cube doesn't go. Look, man. Let me explain to you what's going on. Here's what a motherfucker on the street. Look, because I'm in the middle. I'm getting to the place where, oh, yeah, these motherfuckers come get ready to rob me. I'm, looking at young killers like shit. And they don't know me, so what the fuck they gonna do but rob me and shit? But Cube, his thing is, they looking at him like, nigga, that motherfucker, this is what I want to stop. You understand? Like, look at this motherfucker doing this goofy ass out of here, yeah. Nigga, the fuck? But Cube is 40-something. He's not a killer no more. He used to be a killer. So please let me know what it's like to used to be a killer. And then something happens and you're not a killer no more. And ultimately, please just let me know how to get someplace without having to be lucky enough to once had been a killer and then I rapped. Because right now, rap is the only, because he said, Ludacris said something, he goes, look, I'm a young black entrepreneur. Please just throw the other shit in there. Because I know I can't freestyle rap worth a fuck. And not everybody I know is a funny motherfucker. And not everybody I know can dunk. So please let me know. And that's doctors, that's pilots, black pilot. Nigga, talk to me. What the fuck? Please tell me how you decided to be because we need an us kind of thing beyond the negativity, but a positive us.
I think a lot of the things you're bringing up, though, are basic human things and not so race-based. Like the whole thing with...
Easy for you to say.
No, I think they are. Like how do you go from killer to making goofy movies like that. The guy he's in his 40s now. It's called, what, mellowing with age or this. I don't think it has to do with, like...
Motherfuckers don't know about that. Good credit. Let's take good credit.
All right.
My mother had to co-sign me a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When the bill collectors used to call when I had no credit, didn't know what it was, didn't know how to get it right, they call and I go suck my dick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really? I used to listen to American Idol with him. I used to be sitting there going, wait, let this motherfucker finish singing. I'll talk to you after this.
Yeah.
Get back on the phone, laugh at him, fuck with him. And then one day I looked at the credits at 7 something. And I went, holy shit. Then I had to figure out how to be a motherfucker with good credit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have to share with somebody what I used to do. And then what happened, I had to get co-signed by my mama, who got her credit right by waiting 15 years. You know what I mean?
But how is that?
A little information, man.
Again, that's a human thing. I fucking... the car I slept in was repoed.
Dude,
because my credit was shit.
It's a human experience, I know, man. But again, what white people can't do is, and what black people can't do either, is separate the color thing from the issue. Like, I know, dude, I know your story. I'm not looking at you like a white. You're, like I said, you're a fucking bum made good. And I say that with all due respect, man. That's what this country is bums made good.
Mm-hmm.
But once you make good, dude, you owe somebody something once you make good.
Mm-hmm.
You owe something. Not your money. You owe something.
Yeah.
You owe.
All right, listen, we got to break in.
You're absolutely right.
We got Ed Norton on the line here.
Edward.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Hey, man, we're having an intense conversation about black and white and race and Obama and McCain and getting pretty good in here today.
Opie Anthony, Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neill. And hey, how you doing today?
I'm good. You guys?
Good. Here's what this is about. We had Ludacris come in, and do you want to, like, when you're a celebrity, you're a big star. Does there get to be a point where you don't want to talk about certain things publicly because of what it can do to you or what the overall consequences of it can be?
You know, I don't worry so much about that, but I also don't necessarily think that you know. I mean, it depends on how you talk about it. I think.
You got to sacrifice a bit of honesty. Is that
No, I just think, you know, I don't always think that my opinion is necessarily what the world needs. You know what I mean?
I don't think that.
That's a good point.
It's because there's this credibility issue, I think, is kind of what we were talking about, where people, now Ludacris, especially now working his way up to being in movies, doing movies, and it seemed to Patrice like he's kind of not being as honest as he used to be in order to keep that bit of celebrity and success going.
Well, let me make sure you're not, don't, because this is a dangerous thing to admit. I don't, it's not that I'm saying he's being dishonest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, what is it that once you get to a certain level in this game, I just want to know what it is, where you just can't say shit. That really impacts. And you talk about having an opinion, Edward. It's like your opinion does need to be heard, because in this business, perception. So, cause I'm just a crazy, useless motherfucker talking, cause I'm perceived to be nothing in the game. But a man who got respect, Oscar nominations, this, that, your opinion is valuable.
I don't think it's less valuable than anybody else's. But I guess my point is, only thing is I try to make sure I'm actually informed about what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because people will ask you your opinion for a lot of things, and I think sometimes people reflexively answer. They'll just answer just because they got asked, and not enough people say, you know what? I don't really know enough about that to speak with standing on it. But you know, things I feel like I know enough about, I'll give perspective on. I mean, I agree. Like, look, you know, we're in some perilous times, and I definitely think it's not a moment for people to keep quiet. I agree with that.
Like, you're cautious because, like, you know you're Edward Norton. You know people are going to ask you and listen to things you have to say about subjects that they wouldn't listen to the average person about regardless of how informed you are. Like, so you're more careful about answering because you don't want to...
I also think, you know, on some level, you just got to be careful. Like, people give you a platform for one set of reasons. It doesn't... It's great. I think, you know, I'll tell you something I admire about Barack Obama very sincerely, which is I think he very sincerely holds within him the notion that people with a different view might actually have a point. And I think there's a I don't think it's a political posture with him. I think, having known him a little bit, I think he's a guy with a... It's really interesting to me that conservatives want to, like, slap the radical label on him, because he's actually, if there was ever a quote-unquote liberal that conservatives should be comfortable with, he's the one, because he is a very measured guy. I don't think... I've heard him say, you know, you shouldn't go into politics if you think you're the revolution, and I think his... I think as a listener and as a person who genuinely takes in the notion that the opposing side might have a point, he's someone, I think, he's a real model to me of kind of listening with respect to the other side of the conversation.
He's saying that, like, just from what you know about him, he's not a knee-jerk reactionary guy. He will actually weigh options as opposed to a lot of...
I've heard distinct from a reactionary guy. I think it's very interesting to me to hear conservatives talk about him as though he's a radical. He's a much more measured, I think, politician than what we've had. I mean, if radicalism is what's gone on for the last 8 years, that's radical. That's ideological radicalism.
You think he's gonna win?
What's that?
Think he's gonna win?
Actually.
Now, based on what?
Based on the fact that I think that, you know, you can only sucker people the same way for so long. You know what I mean? And Americans, we may be complacent because we're comfortable, and that makes people lazy and complacent and kind of more inclined to just kind of go along with what's been going on. But on the other hand, Americans, I think, we may be slow to kind of perceive, you know, the way we're getting hoodwinked and bamboozled, but once we do, I think Americans have a real righteous kind of anger at being suckered, and I think that the emperor's clothes is off this particular set of lies that we've been being fed for a while, and I don't think he's going to win by a landslide, but I think people are kind of recognizing that we're not as dynamic as we used to be, and
I don't think he's gonna win.
You don't think so?
Based on the fact that there's 200 million white people in this country, and I don't think enough are gonna vote for a black president. That's why I don't think I'm gonna win. And again, that's why I think maybe I'm outdated. I think that you need a lot of white people to walk in and push a button for the black president. I think it's easy.
I think he's got that, though.
I don't think he does, and I think that if you're in Los Angeles, or if you're in New York, maybe Chicago, and I don't know, Alabama, where there's a lot of black folks.
They took Barack over Hillary. White people had the choice, and they took Barack over Hillary very strongly.
But this is based on the fact that you believe in this system. And again, some shit I heard that bothered me. That's why I'm trying not to pay attention, because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be upset. It's the fact that the Bradley effect, where motherfuckers lie. They say I'm gonna do this, but they're not gonna do it, and it's 100 people representing the entire, like Nielsen ratings. It's one goofy family in Ohio representing what I watch.
I think that there's going to be there's a lot of interesting things at play in this election. I think that there's no doubt that it's going to be a real referendum on how much the country's grown up or not. I mean, I think with conditions in this country as bad as they are, if those kinds of prejudices prevent us from making a dynamic change when we need it, it's going to say a lot about who we actually are, you know, and how much we have actually grown up. And I think and that's true. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. You know, it's going to be really interesting to see. I think it's going to be a very revealing. Which way, you know, it's pretty wild. wild. I mean, it's going to say a lot. Whichever way it goes, it's going to say a lot.
No, you know Obama? You've hung out with him?
I did. Well, I interacted with. Hang on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I interacted with him. I work on low-income housing issues and stuff like that. I interacted with him when he was first in the Senate on some of that kind of work, and I was really, really very sincerely impressed with him. Thought he was a very unvarnished kind of guy, very self-aware.
So you knew him or had interacted with him before he was on the national stage?
Very much so. I thought I was very, very, very impressed with his intelligence, with the measured way that he listened, and he was very, very. He seemed to me to be a very, very. Not even just a deep thinker, but a very good manager. He just seems to me to be a guy who knows very well, effectively, how to use the skill sets of the people around him, and I think that's a huge asset for someone. I mean, people keep talking about experience. Like there is not a person on the planet who's ready for that job. That's just the truth of it. Nobody is ready for that job. That job is beyond anybody's experience level. I'm much more interested in somebody having a sense of the times that we're living in, and having and being able to articulate a vision for who it is we're aspiring to be in the years ahead.
Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest. Take a look.
Have done that, have understood what the country needed at the moment that it was in, and I think that.
And is there a piece of you? I'm just trying to maybe catch up to maybe where people are. Is there anything in you that sees a black guy, anything that you go, wow, there might be a black president, or is it all colorless?
I mean, it both excites me for that reason, in the sense that I think, to me, I'm not immune to the symbolism of wanting someone to lead us who I think actually represents the diversity of who we are. But at the same time, it's irrelevant to me, completely irrelevant. So, I mean, it's weird, it's schizophrenic. On the one hand, I think the fact of it is there, and it's historic and exciting. But on
his blackness,
on a
right?
level, it means nothing to me.
The fact that he's a black guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Boy, you are a good actor. No, I mean, from watching American History X. This, wow.
Hey,
yeah, the curb scene took 55 takes. I just couldn't do it. Can you CGI my foot off his head?
Hey guys, I gotta jump.
Oh damn! Yeah, we were getting a.
The publicist called on the other line saying you have to go, but we didn't even talk about Pride and Glory. This movie, a lot
I'll
of.
call you back. How long are you guys on?
Oh, all right. You just got to go do something else for a little bit.
Yeah, we're on another hour or so.
All right. How about call us when you can, and we'll talk Pride and Glory when you call back, Ed.
All right, good enough.
All right, buddy.
Thanks,
That's
man.
awesome.
Bye.
Edward Norton, everyone. The first half of the interview.
I don't agree with his politics or anything, but I think he's a great actor, and
I expect that. I expect everything that's what I expect.
But maybe it's the truth, though.
I expect.
But what's my thing is, I'm not saying you're wrong to expect it, but what's phony about it if that's Edward to tell the truth? Like he's
a pretty
the guy who
honest
met him.
answer about, like, hey, him being a black guy is part of it, where it's like, wow, it's exciting and stuff.
But here's the thing. I think that him calling is helping me out. Is this when you say the same thing? He didn't say. Oh, this is what I mean. Did you see black? And something and something else. Yeah, I see that motherfucker's black. Yeah, that's all I'm at. That's why I had to ask.
But he did say that in a historic. Don't forget, he's also a guy that knew him, and he was instead of harping on words like platitudes like, "Oh, it's hopeful and it's great," he was saying, "Yeah, I think he's a really good manager. And he's a guy who manages people around him well." He was a guy that was actually giving you tangible reasons why he likes Obama instead of some phony. I think it's wonderful.
All I want to hear is just the words that, look, fucking you talk to me about, and just to let you know, you talk to me about Robert Blake, Beretta. This is old school shit. But the reason I thought Beretta never killed his wife
Yeah.
Wrong, right? He goes.
I think he did.
He goes.
so dead.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
But here's what made me feel that way. And then the reverse on OJ, what made me finally really believe he did it.
Yeah.
One is he wrote a book called If I Killed a Bitch.
Yeah.
If I killed a bitch, this is what I would have did. Where I go, you fucking asshole. Robert Blake goes, my wife, I hated the bitch. I wish she was dead.
Mm-hmm.
The wish came true.
That's just that's it.
Is that an exact quote from him?
But I didn't do it. Which I said, holy fuck, if you're a liar, you can't even lie like that.
No, you'd be, I'm so devastated.
That motherfucker said, thank God that bitch is dead, but I didn't kill her. A motherfucker to say that to me seemed as honest as you can get.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong, but I'm just talking about did you see that he's black? That's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Either as a white person, this is the frustration. You gotta be a fucking maniac with a hood, or
Right.
you gotta be a person who doesn't see color.
But he didn't. I know what you mean. But it's like a lot of times you're expecting too much out of people on a phone interview for them to just come right out and go, okay, yeah, he's a black guy and I feel this way and that way. As opposed to when you ask him a question like, do you like Obama? He's giving you a genuine answer. When you ask the racial question, he was saying that, like, yeah, I understand in a historical context, it's great. But, I mean, it's not the main reason I like him. And I thought that was a pretty genuine answer. It's almost like...
I think he was being disingenuous.
No, I know, but...
Do you see a black guy, Norton?
What do you mean?
When you see Obama?
Yeah, I see the first black president.
And you see a black guy.
But not in the... I don't know how you mean that in the sense, do I know he's black? Yeah. But when I started to like him was when I heard the answers he gave Matt Lauer, and I heard some of the answers because I didn't like him. Well, I want a black president enough to go for a guy I didn't like just to see a black president. Mm-hmm. When he started giving, like, really tangible answers, like, oh, yeah, he is specific. Like, you heard that, oh, he just talks in all these platitudes and whatever, and then I heard fucking Palin doing that. But what I heard him doing, I liked the answers he gave when I heard him answer directly. So that's when I started to like him. So I see a black guy like I see you as a black. Of course I know you're a black guy, but I see Patrice. I don't see him as Obama on that level because I don't know him or love him. But it's.
But I asked him on a level because I don't know him.
Right.
I just asked him on a level. Do you see a black guy? Yeah, I do. But it doesn't need a context. But that's the thing about all of this that is dangerous for Ed Norton, dangerous for Jim Norton, dangerous for anybody, is that the people who, for some reason, fucking assholes are in charge of context.
I see black guy first.
Someone there.
That's what I say. I saw when he was running, I'm like, oh, black guy wants to run.
And you don't give a fuck because you've established. And this is the reason.
Here we go.
You're back. What have you discovered?
And Michael Richards don't have a career right now.
Yep.
Mm.
To think you actually were able to reach it? Rarely in my travels have I encountered those who possess. I see I still have much to
Take a
learn.
job
If you'd
for
permit
Disney.
me, I'd be honored to accompany you in your travels for a time.
like
You're gonna jerk off.
Ultimately, I'll
Of
get
course.
caught jerking off something. I'll get
I see I still have
doing
much to
something
learn.
on Disney.
Lead on.
I know me.
Right.
So I need a job where it doesn't matter if I'm a jack off at some point and get caught.
Exactly.
He's a jack offer who set himself up to be a child man.
Yeah, one of these.
Michael Richards set himself up to be, and he's a guy who in his heart can just go, nah! And he set himself up to be a liar. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. If you just say what you are for half a second, no one will be able to stop you. These people won't be able to throw things in your face. What about this? What did you mean? Remember that motherfucker that said,
where do you want to go?
He insinuated that fighting dogs was
Climbing back and we'll be off.
Is worse than rape.
Yeah. Windhelm's full of dark elves.
I had to sit there
Time for more.
and look in the air and go, wait a minute.
Not that I have anything
if I see a
against
woman getting raped on the left and somebody choking a kitten on the right,
Yeah.
Which do I jerk off to? Both. I jerk off to both.
see what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, ultimately, we're so ready to be pushed in the corner of the ass. Why do fucking cornballs get to run? Why do cornballs get to fuck up my Ludacris interview? I really want to know that. I really want to meet him. Really want to know him. But cornballs out there, the people I don't know, the white people that's not you, make motherfuckers answer questions like zoobity zop zebop doobity bow. Like I don't want the jazz answer. Just say the shit.
It's just be honest and just give an answer. I agree with you 100% on that one. It's like
idealistically, of course, we would love that from those guys.
And there is a way to say shit. And I'm not talking about zoobadabadiba, jazz saying shit. There's a way to be completely honest and say it so it doesn't come off nasty or anything. It's just honesty. It's like, this is me. This is how I feel about certain things. This is how I get at certain times. This is whatever the fuck. There's a way to say it where it doesn't sound like you're an extremist or a nut. But it's just you. Be fucking honest about it.
Just
you know?
be you.
That's it.
Just be you.
But you're right.
Seems
There's
too
so many
simple.
people just want to dance
one of
around
those
shit and not
Skyrim
give
for
a
the
right
Nords
answer.
types.
You know, I that answer. Do you see, you know, black? And they're like, no, I wasn't even. He's black.
You heard it.
And
It's
you're
really-
right.
You heard it.
At least
not a
as
question.
far as
You're
I'm
trying to
concerned.
muscle him. I'm just saying.
Don't
do you
let
see
Ulfric
black?
or some of these
and
other
he
short-sighted
said-
Nords
He did fess
bother
up to
you.
it when he said, yes,
Most of
him
us
being
are happy
black
to
and
welcome
being the president
newcomers.
did excite him. That was something that he did want to see.
Okay.
He did say that.
Yes.
You know,
Safe
but then
journeys, sword brother.
do you see color? Do you see color? That was kind of a Scooby-Dabby-Dooby-Doo.
But you may get. you may. You
I
may.
love the jazz answer. I'm just going to say that now when people ask me shit.
That's a tough question for somebody who doesn't know who's asking it or what the context of the whole day is.
Right,
been.
you don't want to get
on the
yourself
phone all of a sudden.
fucking corner,
Do you
bud.
see black? Well, yeah, but what do you mean by like? We could have been talking about how only racists see black first the whole morning.
Right.
He doesn't fucking know that. All of a sudden you're saying this guy, do you see black? He knows Obama.
Fair
yeah, but a lot of times
true.
context
Okay.
does matter.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough. That's fair.
Why don't we take a break?
Writing.
I'm gonna have me a
Leaks and eat our
motherfucking
food.
pretzel. Do you want pretzel, baby?
Fix Norton's mic.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. This is
Do it.
Just keep doing it. Well, now your mic is all fucked up.
And of course,
You got my mic from before.
yeah,
Oh,
and
did
of course
it
this
plug in?
happened. Of course this happens today when we were bragging about how great the equipment
know.
is.
The
over
equipment
here.
is here.
Of course,
No,
it
might have
happens
been
today.
unplugged. Hit it again.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Danny.
It was
Well,
unplugged.
you want to do a quick sound check? I got to do one.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Jim's sound check. Patrice, where are you going to
Danny
be?
fixed it.
It ain't got no gas in it.
What did he call it? What did he call the guy's name? He called his swing blade over at so-and-so's what? Operation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm working over at his outfit.
His outfit, yeah, Bill Cox outfit.
Bill Cox outfit.
His outfit.
Fixing lawnmowers and whatnot.
Guy's a fucking, the tenant was basically a garage which fixes shitty lawn farm.
He calls it an outfit.
He's acting like it's a fucking force to be reckoned with.
His
Like
outfit.
it's a Ford motor plant or something.
Here, sleep on a cot, you fucking, you parent murderer.
I got you some hard sucking candies and
Yeah, watch out for the rats and the cockroaches in our outfit.
Bring some
We have
paint
plenty of
videos.
those.
I go talk to JT Walsh about fucking the little boys. At the
Exactly.
Dwight Yoakam.
Reaping that.
He was fucking ruled.
Stupid outfit.
We'll take a break and come back.
Need a
Catch
rising
Rising
star.
Where do you want to
Providence,
go?
Rhode Island, Patrice O'Neill. Are you going to be doing comedy up there, Patrice?
Climbing back. We'll be off.
not anymore. Nah, it's like
That's hurry it up.
I gotta drive up there tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can like white people again.
This is your one-man show.
My one-man show.
Yeah.
That'd be a good name for the one-man show. I want to like white people.
I want to.
Hey, that's not a bad.
And then just go off.
I want to like white folks.
Yeah.
I want to believe in you.
We want to believe in you.
believe in you.
I do. Ask me if I believe in white people.
Do you believe in white people?
There you go.
Now, all right. Actually, I believe in black people.
Do you believe in black people?
No.
No. Ba-da-ba, no.
No. No, I think we'd answer that question. Knowing Whitey, we would answer that question in death metal form. Yeah, just,
I do have a Brenda Vaccaro voice.
You are a fucking gravelly-throated ass today.
I should be blowing John Voight while I'm on the phone with Murray. I wasn't Maury and the cat. Maury and the little dog. You were gonna ask me for money? Oh no, wait, Brenda Vaccaro is the other one.
Brenda Vaccaro, she's the one that played, she used to do this commercial, and that's what I remember. It was like, hi, I'm Brenda Vaccaro.
And she'd take this big inhale, and it was a horrific commercial. Maybe you could find it somewhere.
It really is bad.
Yeah.
Listen, just a little taste.
Rock. No! Mega Go. This is Mega Go.
Mega Go?
From Mega Go. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Oh, I know where it's going.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. Yep. Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. Helm's a bit cold for my taste. You ain't talking about the weather. Not from winter.
I'm not a fan of death metal, but holy crap, was that good. We're going to just play like a little sample, but it just takes over you, man. That's Mega Go.
In this case, not understanding the lyrics is better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you can hear it in there.
Well, there is a version where you can understand the lyrics. Well, which is the exact opposite of that one.
Well, we were going to just give you a taste of Real Wise Yuppie and then go to the one Ant's referring to. Just because this is a drastic difference in the Pendulum song.
Yes.
Penned originally by Steve's old band, Foundry. It's the same song you heard from Megago. The dance mix version.
Oh. A lot of dance mixes.
Let me swinging like the other way. You dress like Ziggy Stardust, motherfucker? Yeah!
Oh, God.
Maggie Stardust. I don't get it, I'm gay.
This sounds like the beginning of Blade Runner.
The audience sent in covers of his song.
Yeah. Trying to get a version of that's right.
This song would have opened for Devo.
Yeah,
Exactly. I want to do a popper and suck someone's dick.
Singing into a fan.
Wow, there you go.
What I've learned from this contest so far is that a lot of our listeners are very musically talented, but they have no voice.
Yeah,
They can't sing, and then they try to process
Yeah.
it, and it just makes it even worse.
Well, makes it worse.
Well, Brother Joe did a version.
Brother Joe had to do his own version. Yeah, it's obviously done in the
Why are
style
you here?
of James Taylor.
Get away from me! Who are you? You with the Dark Brotherhood, ain't you? I knew you'd come for me! No more! Are you?
Wow. Freaking Joe.
Yeah, that's a classic.
What's getting cold?
It's so sweet.
I hope Joe makes it into a hit and then sues Steve. I don't know.
Because it'd be fun.
Yeah, no reason.
How about one more?
Steve raked over the coals in the legal system for no reason.
Yeah. One more taste. What is this, JV2?
I think it's J7.
J7 he goes with? Okay, J7, he did this version of Pendulum. One more before we take a break, because I think Ed Norton's going to call back.
Dance club, bunch of gay men. Nice.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go?
Wow, that was That was some techno, huh?
Sure is.
Damn.
One more or no?
I was raving.
I mean, if you want to talk to Norton,
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Let's take a break and we'll talk to Edward when we come back, and then
There
we'll...
once
Edward
was a
Norton
hero
after the break.
named
Stay there,
Fred.
Yeah, we're back. We got Edward Norton on the phone calling back. He's a man of his word. We like that because sometimes people go, I'll call you back, and next thing you know, they're off doing their thing. Edward.
Hey,
So why don't we talk about the movie? There's a nice buzz about this movie, Pride and Glory.
it's a good one. Yeah, I'll vouch for this one.
See, they play their role, we play ours. We had openly admitted some of the movies that we pushed just because we liked the guy, and you know, I don't know.
Like, yeah, maybe it wasn't so good, but
Well,
yeah, you know.
What we do is we're lucky enough to get screeners, and I swear, no one offered me a screener of Pride and Glory. So I have no idea. So what I'm about to say might be a little weird, but we'll get the buzz ahead of time, and we'll purposely not see a movie so we could have integrity when we talk to some of you guys.
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, but we know damn well that it's probably not going to be a good one. But we're hearing that this is really going to be a good movie. This Pride and Glory.
It's just, I don't know. It reminds me of like the guy who directed it. He really, I don't know. He had like the Deer Hunter. You know, the way the Deer Hunter really feels like about working class people, and it feels like he just achieved this really. I don't know, it's really strong authenticity, and if you're a New Yorker, it's like, it's cool. It's a real in the street kind of badass.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, the movie's about what? It's
about a family of cops in New York, and the one of them kind of realizing that some of his family's tied up in some shit they shouldn't be in, and kind of having to figure out what the hell, what he's gonna do. But it's a very hard-hitting film. There's a bit, you guys were making the joke about the curbing scene in American History X.
Yeah.
There's a scene in this movie. With Colin Farrell in it that since I remember standing in the back of the audience watching that scene in American History X, watching the way audiences would pretzel up, when that happened.
Pretzel up.
There's a scene in this movie that does that harder than anything I've seen in a while.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the most, like, the audience at the film festival we first just went into fetus position. Like, it was amazing to watch.
Is it? Let me ask you a question. As an actor, because you're a nice dude. You're not a brutal guy. Even though you are acting, are there any scenes you've had to do in all these years that were just hard to do? Like they said when like an example, they did Amistad. They said it was like really chaining black people. They said it was really like a weird experience and painful for a lot of the actors, and it went beyond just, hey, we're actors doing this. Like, it was hard. Is there anything you've had to do or been asked to do that you, like, even though you know your acting was kind of difficult?
Sometimes it's not the things you would think. I mean, violence is done so technically. It takes so many angles, and you have to do things with such choreography and precision that it sort of takes the emotion out of it. I think,
I still have much to learn. If you'd permit me.
I guess, I've never had to do anything with, like, treating a kid really badly or something. I mean, I think that would be tough, but I don't know. You kind of gotta believe in the big picture on a thing. If you, like, American History X, if you don't believe in what the movie's about, then you're in trouble, because you're gonna have to do a bunch of stuff in it that you're going, why are we doing this?
I was thinking that movie in particular with the scene you do with Elliot Gould is pretty brutal.
Right.
See, now that's an example, but what's interesting in that is, like, what makes that good is, like, Elliot, we worked a while, we worked on the lines together, you kind of craft a scene, and then you're really doing it together, and so you're kind of all been going over and looking at it and going, is this, when you work on it with somebody, it kind of takes the...
it takes the edge off, because it is amazing when you watch it, because as a viewer, you're just watching it for the first time you see, and you just
Where do you want to go?
Shit, that is brutal. That is brutal.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
you know, there's this
You
movie.
ever
Pride
met
Glory
one of
has
them
some,
cats?
Pride Glory has some really,
Ajit,
really
they
hard-hitting
called
stuff in it. I think it's.
I hear there's whole countries
it's,
full of them down south.
It reminded me when I read it of like Serpico, you know, like some of the really good Sid Lumet films in the 70s of really kind of gritty street life of cops. And
Does it take place in
the cops who've seen it have been really, really into it.
Does it take place in, you know, today, or is it a...
Yeah, and it's all shot up in Washington Heights. And it's, yeah, I think it, I mean, not to put too political a thing on, we were talking politics, it's kind of, I kind of think it's about things that the country's been going through, like institutional lying, and, you know, what do you, like I was thinking, when I was reading the script, I was thinking about Abu Ghraib, and like the way that, you know, there was some soldier somewhere who was like really loyal to his you know, to his comrades and to his army and to the country and all these things. Somebody said, I'm going to mail these pictures because this is not what we signed up for. And I was reading the script and going, this is kind of about that. Like, how do you decide when it's that moment where you're going to kind of blow the whistle on an institution
that you're loyal to?
You know what I mean? When do you start holding, you know, the institution accountable?
Well, you not to interrupt you, but you play a cop who's you're kind of investigating a case that it says it reveals an incendiary police corruption scandal, and it involves Colin Farrell, who plays your brother-in-law. So he's kind of a guy that's in some kind of trouble, and you're investigating something that uncovers him.
Mysteries
of the
outer realms.
Colin's amazing in it. It's a really down-in-the-shoes performance for him.
Does he have to do the whole thing without the accent, huh?
Illusion,
yeah, you know,
I shall explain to you the mysteries of the outer realms.
So goddamn hard.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. I could do it for a few, like, seconds or a few words or a line or sentence, and then, it's just me. Yeah.
Edward,
we have a good brawl in it. Colin and I have a fight in the end that's
what do you need?
It was up there.
I shall explain to you the mysteries.
Who do you think would really kick ass in that one if you had to fight him?
Colin's, you know, like compact and tough, but I've got reach on him, you know.
Need something?
I think I could like do the thing where you hold him by the forehead and you know, keep him swinging at air and then just.
So what's your build in this one? American History X or Fight Club build?
What's that? Oh, no, you know, cops. I got Winter, Chunky, you know.
Oh, okay.
They're thick.
You know what? Probably
thick.
A little thick, yeah.
More toward Fight Club.
Show me a skinny New York cop.
Right.
True.
Edward Norton and friend Jim Norton. I mean, there's something about the ring of that.
Well.
Which I think a lot of people a big buzz would be created.
Would it?
Should be a buddy film.
Yeah.
The Nortons.
What if it just said Norton? Norton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Norton. Yeah.
Edward and Jim,
Norton.
like both our names over it, kind of the way De Niro and Pacino have their names above a movie.
Brothers. We could have done like Step Brothers, you know?
Yeah.
That is the big thing to do on the ads.
I don't know why we're doing this film down in Louisiana, and there's some character actor whose last name is Cheeseman, going to be in the movie, and we started laughing, thinking like, you know, what if you were like this really like serious dramatic actor, and your last name was Cheeseman, and it was like, you know, Brando, De Niro, Cheeseman. It would be really hard. It would be really hard. Like
some of them don't fit on the billboard very well. They don't look very good on a billboard.
Cheeseman. Master and Commander. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Cheeseman.
What if it was like Jim Norton, Ed Cheeseman?
It's pretty bad. You know, you worked with our own Patrice O'Neill that we have sitting here right now.
Do you remember guys from like small scenes you've done, like or guys that only had like a one scene a lot of times? Do you remember?
Yeah.
It was in 25th Hour. Patrice, he played
big black door guy.
Yeah, he's a big black door guy. Was it?
Yeah, at the club scene.
Yeah, that's Patrice. Patrice, knock it off.
Was Patrice a good actor?
He was difficult to work with.
Because he said that you're an intimidating guy to work with.
You know, well, Spike kind of casts well, so must have been something he saw.
That's a backhanded compliment. I like that.
Hey, Spike liked him. Fucking, I got paid.
I got to say a few words in front of him. Screw it.
Patrice.
Tony Siragusa was in that movie. You remember him? The Goose, the Baltimore Ravens linebacker.
Oh, really?
He played the big Russian muscle guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, he was big. No.
But
I do remember he was big. No, I haven't seen the movie, but I remember. No, I did see that one. I think I've seen all your movies. Jesus Christ.
I've not seen 25th Hour.
That's a good one.
Hey, Edward, your version of The Incredible Hulk is out, coming out on DVD.
Is it?
I'll see your. Okay. Well, then we got the. Well, it says his version, so I was wondering if you finally made good with that whole Hulk experience.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what that.
That's wow. That's a bad typo. Then.
I don't even.
I thought you guys made nice because I it was.
When's it coming out?
It was well documented that you were not happy with the whole Hulk movie.
No. I just wasn't. You know, it was more like Marvel. Those guys. The director and I were great. He was great.
Yeah.
I like the fact that if you don't like a project, you're obviously not going to go out and promote it. But like a lot of guys, like you see De Niro and Pacino just did Righteous Kill, and we all know De Niro and Pacino are I mean they are who they are, and it wasn't a great film, and I'm sure that they knew that. I mean they're not dummies. I mean they've both done enough brilliant work where they know when something is like a paycheck or. What's going through someone's mind, or as an actor, when you got to go out and promote something that you know is kind of like
not your best,
yeah,
or the film itself?
Is there a frustration with that? I mean, at times I'm sure contractually they're obligated.
I haven't had that experience really too much. I mean, I pretty much try not to work on stuff unless I think there's something in it that's going to interest me, to talk about. And I've had my differences with on some, but I guess one thing is I think one thing is you got to keep perspective. I mean, movies are movies. It's not. We're not running for president. We're not. I think it's nice if. I mean, I try to keep an integrity. If I'm not going to go and sit and say a bunch of crap about something that I don't feel.
Right.
And I definitely will say to people if if don't put me in a